to this week's edition of Tips and Tea. More feedback last week that we need more tipsy, so here she is. And the tea this week is delicious wild berry herbal tea and served in my KU Leuven mug. It's absolutely delicious. Last week we were talking about thriving and flourishing, and this week what I thought we'd do is to actually talk about the science of thriving and flourishing, which is positive psychology. Positive psychology may be new to you, but I'm going to explain today where it comes from, and it comes from traditional psychology. So traditional psychology has been around for a long time, and it started as the study of how to overcome mental illness. So how to help people who are mentally ill become better. So by very nature of that, it actually looks for things to fix. It looks for things that are not right, and it really helps to get those things better. Now, because traditional psychology was the only thing that was around for many years, our education systems and our workplace systems are all based in traditional psychology. So if you were ever at school or you were ever at work and it felt like you could never be good enough, or there was always something else that you needed to focus on, your A's weren't important, but your D's are really what you need to focus on, there could be some correlation with the background and the basis for where that comes from. About 20 years ago, a guy called Martin Seligman, he was elected the president of the American Psychological Association. And what he decided to look at in his first year as president was, if we imagine that people actually aren't mentally ill, if people are healthy, how could we help them to thrive and flourish? How could we help them to do better? So rather than just thinking, they must be sick, we need to fix them, how could we do something that would actually help those people live healthier, more fulfilled lives? And that is the root of where positive psychology comes from. Now, 20 years later, positive psychology has gone into all different realms. It is in education, it is in the workplace, but it's also in the military, and it's in sports, and it's in medicine, and all over the place. So in all of these places that thriving and flourishing might be important, positive psychology has now taken up root. But it still, to many people, feels weird. And the reason it feels weird is from some of our earliest experiences in the world, we have really been taught to look at things that aren't going well and focus all of our attention there. So we do focus on the D's, and we do focus at work on those competencies, not on the ones that we're particularly good at, but the ones that we just can't master at all. And so even to think about focusing on something that is so different, something that is actually positive, feels a little odd. But even though it might feel a little odd, this stuff is not unfamiliar to us. Imagine, for example, when we have children growing up, babies who are starting to talk, and they burble, blah, 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 and they talk and they talk and they talk, and we don't know what they're talking about. And then we start saying, dad, 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 dad. And they go blah, 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 duh. Blah, 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 duh. And we go, yay, well done, you did so well. And then they go blah, 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 dad, dad, dad. And we're like, yes, you've made it. Now, we don't with those children tell them off or encourage them to really focus on the fact that their blah, 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 blah is not good. We really celebrate them for their dad. And then we move them on to mum, 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 and so it goes on. My tip for you this week is to really notice when you are focusing on things that are going well and when you are focusing on weakness. So how much of your time speaking to your children, speaking to your spouse, speaking to your friends is based on things that are going well, and how much of it is actually in pointing out fault, in seeing what isn't going well? And at work or at school, how much of your attention is focused on the things that you are doing well, that you're enjoying, that are bringing you great results, and how much of your attention is focused on the other side? The difference between positive and traditional psychology may seem like a small difference. It actually has an enormous positive impact.